Preparations are all set for the Kargil Vijay Divas, and it's a beautiful sight with the flag fluttering right behind me, right up to the Dras Memorial. Joining me right now is a commanding officer of one of the artillery units here at Dras, Colonel Venu Madhav. Colonel, thank you for talking to us. First up, you know, every year you celebrate, this is the 16th year. How is it different this time?
Well, this is the 16th, all right. And the difference this time is the patriotic fervor which we could see in the gentry of the Ladakh region. The patriotic fever and the fervor is so much this time that it was overwhelming, and we are awed at this sight. So I see this frenzied activity of the civilian populace, the military personnel as such, wanting to come out here and express their gratitude. And also, it is our duty here at this point to reaffirm their faith.
Now let's talk about this memorial. What is the significance as we look behind us, Colonel, that you have the Tololing peak here, you have Vijay Divas written up there, and then you have the flag fluttering high right at the foot. Now there has to be a significance. There's a reason why this is the spot chosen for this memorial.
Well, Anand, you are standing at the moment at the most solemn place. It is solemn on two counts. It's solemn because this is a place where year after year we men in uniform come to pay our homage and respect to all those martyrs who have sacrificed their lives fighting for the nation. And it is also a solemn place for all the Indian populace who pass by this memorial to come, pay their respect, and also go back with pride in their hearts that look, the motherland today is in safe hands. And that is the pride with which we carry ourselves, and that is a force which is driving us.
True, absolutely, and this is the place from where the momentum started swinging in our favor. So no wonder that it had to be, if there was a memorial for the Kargil war heroes, right at the foot of the Tololing feature, this Dras Memorial. Well, what do you do at the end of a long and arduous day at work? In the life of an army person, there are very few social gatherings. We've been lucky to stumble into one of those just ahead of the Kargil Vijay Divas celebrations. And we are just going to get a sneak peek into the life of the soldier after sundown. जनाब, आपका शुभ नाम?
मेरा हवलदार JS परमार, और ये 324 फील्ड रेजिमेंट का बहुत ही मशहूर बैंड है।
तो आज हमारे लिए आप कुछ अच्छी धुनें बजाने वाले हैं क्या? आपने कुछ प्रिपेयर किया हुआ, प्लान किया हुआ?
जी बिल्कुल, आपको बिल्कुल अच्छी धुन सुनाएंगे जो आप बिल्कुल मदहोश होकर जाएंगे।
तो चलिए फिर देरी किस बात की, शो शुरू करते हैं। लेट द शो बिगिन एंड इट्स ओवर टू द ऑर्केस्ट्रा।
वनक्कम, आदाब। मैं नायब सूबेदार अविनाश यादव आप सभी का 16वें कारगिल दिवस की सुवर्ण संध्या पर हार्दिक स्वागत एवं तहे दिल से अभिनंदन करता हूं। किसी शायर ने कहा है, शहीदों की चिताओं पर लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, शहीदों की चिताओं पर लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, वतन पर मिटने वालों का यही बाकी निशा होगा।
आपको भी डांस का बहुत शौक है?
डांस का बहुत शौक है। जोश कहीं स्टेज पे नहीं आता, जहाँ है वहाँ आता है।
और ड्यूटी में भी इतना ही जोश होता है आपका?
ड्यूटी में तो इससे दुगुनी जोश होती है।
चलिए एक गाना और सुन लेते हैं, उसके बाद संतोष कुमार जी आज तो आपको छोड़ेंगे नहीं हम।
एकदम नहीं, हम भी आपको नहीं छोड़ेंगे।
चलिए आपके बगल में खड़ा रहता हूँ मैं।
ओके, लेट्स गो।
Rain on us, taking a short pause in the entertaining evening because I have a very eclectic mix with me right now. Let's talk to the engineer in the mix. What's the role of an engineer or the corps of engineers in the army? Tell our viewers, because there is a lot which we don't see. We see the guns, we see the battle, we see the soldiers up front, but there's a lot which happens at the back end.
Our main aim is to, like, when you actually fight, the things are supposed to move to the place where you're supposed to fight. We like constructing roads, bridges, and then improving the tracks and all, so that the vehicles and the troops, they reach there safely and they can perform their duties.
True, absolutely. Let's ask one of the youngsters. What was your feeling when you first walked into the Dras Memorial?
It was a matter of pride and honor. You could feel the sacrifice that men in uniform have made for the freedom of the country. We see civilians coming, relatives of martyrs coming and crying there. We as officers walk to them, console them. It is a matter of pride when they walk to us. They want to have click photographs with us. When they tell us how thankful they are for we are serving. We men in uniform stand at night so that people at home can sleep. If we don't do our duty, civilians might not be able to enjoy their life. So it is pride, honor, respect, integrity which motivate us to stand for ours, give our duty, even sacrifice our life if it is required.
Well, if I had not known better, I would have thought it's a prepared speech, but that came right from his heart. So you have to salute that spirit and why it inspires so many more soldiers and also people of India at large. Wonderful talking to you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Now, while they're having a good time outside, I've just sneaked in to one of the units where the barracks are. And let's take a look at how these soldiers live. It's a huge dormitory, and as expected there are bunk beds, one on the top, one at the bottom. There is a TV for everybody to watch, and these are one of the latest barracks because you also see a central heating system. Given the weather conditions here in Dras, that is a lifesaver. And as we look at the bunkers here, we have the trunks of those who occupy the bunks, and neatly kept, spick and span, very, very regimented, very, very disciplined, and absolutely clean. Phenomenal experience this, walking into the barracks of the soldiers to see the life they live. Well, aside of this being the venue for the social get-together for the soldiers, on the eve of the Kargil Vijay Divas celebrations, there is also another significance to this very spot where we are standing. And I'm going to ask the CEO to tell us.
This is the same place from where it all began in '99. And there are certain houses behind us which you can't see in the darkness right now. So the topmost house used to be the bunker, which was the base for 18 Grenadiers to carry out their operation. And where you are currently standing used to be the place where all these stores and ammunition was to get dumped. And from here they would move up on mules and porters up the hill for the war.
So here is where the climb started and the first of the assault started?
Absolutely. This is the same place from where the climb started.
So we've had a fun evening on very hallowed turf. What a way to sign off on a wonderful evening. Thank you very much for that lovely nugget of information.
Thank you.
laid by the Chief of Army Staff, General Suhag. This is a monument that inspires awe, and it also motivates millions of soldiers to go ahead and battle for the country and to lay down their lives for our motherland. This is the pride of the Indian Army, the Dras Memorial right at the foot of the Tololing feature. Very, very significant because the Tololing peak right at the top was occupied by the Pakistani forces just about 5 kilometers away from the Srinagar-Leh highway, the critical highway which they wanted to block so that they could paralyze or seal off Leh, the entire Leh-Ladakh region from the rest of India. But that was what was thwarted. Another significant point right from where I'm standing right now, what I could see behind, just crowned by the clouds there, is Tiger Hill. So the assault started from here in Dras with the recapture of the Tololing feature, followed by a series of successes, including the recapture of the Tiger Hill in the Dras region. The Kargil Vijay Divas celebrations in full flow, and we are right in the thick of it.
मैंने यहाँ पर टेन्योर किए हैं और मुझे हमेशा ऐसे लगता है कि मैं वापस अपने घर में आया हूँ जब भी नदन कमान 14 कोर 8 माउंट डिव में आता हूँ। मैं सिर्फ यही कहना चाहता हूँ कि आप लोग बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं। मेरी आप सबको बहुत बहुत बधाई और शुभकामनाएं। भारत माता की, भारत माता की, भारत माता की।
Well, that was the Army Chief General Suhag addressing the gathering just a short while ago. But right now I'm going to go across and speak to war hero Captain Kesing Clifford Nongrom's parents who have made their way all the way from Shillong. He's quite a celebrated hero in Shillong, sir. You proud of your son?
Yes, yes. I'm very proud of my son.
Can you tell our viewers about your son and how he achieved martyrdom?
He was very energetic and a very obedient boy. And after his graduation from St. Anthony College, Shillong, he joined the army. He went to his posting place at Leh, and then that time this war was broke out. He was called and he fought in the Kargil sector, I mean the Batalik sector, and there he sacrificed at point 41 and he was awarded Mahavir Chakra.
We are also very proud of what your son has done, and we're proud of the spirit that you embody, sir and madam. Wonderful talking to you. That was Mahavir Chakra awardee Captain Kesing Clifford Nongrom's parents who spoke to us. Here I am at this awe-inspiring wall at the Dras Memorial. Etched on brass plates are 599 names. Names of brave hearts who laid down their lives for the Kargil conflict. The message here, शहीदों की चिताओं पर लगेंगे हर बरस मेले, वतन पर हर मर मिटने वालों का यही बाकी निशान होगा. On top it says, beneath this earth, young warriors sleep. As we make our way across the wall and we come to Fort Jat, first on top is the name of Captain Saurabh Kalia, and we all know the story. Overall, across regiments, across forces and civilians alike, total of 599 names. Absolutely awe-inspiring, and you just feel like saluting these brave hearts time and again. I'm standing outside the Captain Manoj Pandey Operation Vijay Gallery, or the Hut of Remembrance, also called the Manoj Pandey Gallery. And with me is Major Manoj Nair, who's joining me inside as we take you on a tour of what is inside the Manoj Pandey War Gallery. Join us. First up, Major, talk us through, this is undoubtedly Major Manoj Pandey, Captain Manoj Pandey. Any reason why Manoj Pandey?
It is just because the Manoj Pandey, he has been led his life in the Batalik sector. So on the remembrance of those, not only the Manoj Pandey, it is all the soldiers who have laid their lives for the motherland.
And these letters are very special. I was reading through this. This was a letter written by Lieutenant Praveen Tomar to Rajputana Rifles.
Yes, these are the letters when the officers or the Jawan, they have been written when they are in the war zone time. They are written to the loved ones, that what is going on in their mind. this wall is being created for all the people to get motivated. As such, the soldiers are already there, always motivated. But for the civilians who are coming for the first time, they should have a feel to whom the war heroes of this Kargil war, those who have won the Paramveer Chakra, Mahavir Chakra, Veer Chakra, these are the people who laid down their life for their motherland.
Now let's talk about some of the ammunition which is here on display. Now
these you can see that the RT splinters, basically whenever the RT the shell, when it lands, it comes like it is so heavy, you can't pick it up very easily also.
Wow. This is a good 10-20 kilos.
Yeah, this is more than that.
Well,
and it's a piece of that. It's not the complete whole feature.
Yes.
These are the splinters or the iron brack. When it goes with a good amount of speed, it can break the whatever the things coming into their way.
Now the kind of ammunition that we retrieved from Pakistan, was it surprising that they had this? They were equipped, so well equipped, or were you expecting it by the time you'd gotten into the conflict?
Initially the strength and the things were not known by us, but of course when we have gone and recaptured all the heights, at that time we have found that these type of weapon and ammunition were placed on that, and they were supporting. But of course it is not the weaponry, it is the man and his heart behind that weapon which is required.
Well, I think that just about brings us to the end of the wonderful tour that you have given us of this war gallery, Major Nair. But what would you tell all our viewers who are watching this? Would you invite them to Dras the next time?
Yes,
around?
of course, they should come over here.
And it's open to civilians,
yeah,
isn't it?
Is, of course, it is 24/7. It is open for the civilian. They can come and have a look and see the brave soldiers who are laid down their life for their better tomorrow.
Major Manoj Nair, thank you very, very much. At the gun area somewhere at the Dras sector where we are seeing a Bofors gun display, this is the howitzer that literally helped India push the Pakistani forces back. What we are seeing now is the howitzer, the Bofors gun, being moved into a ceasefire mode, that is a travel mode. This is a gun that can shoot in multiple angles. It's totally computerized and programmed. Right now it's moving, as you see, into the ceasefire mode. This gun can move and shift on its own too. It is powered by a Mercedes engine which allows it to move at a speed of 7 kilometers per hour. The ability of this weapon is phenomenal, and the strategic advantage that it gave to the Indian troops was again immense, because the gun area with about 6 to 7 guns could pound the enemy positions to such an extent that .4875 is actually called Gun Hill. Absolutely phenomenal. With me right now, Colonel Chauhan, who is the CEO or the commanding officer of this gun area where we are at. Colonel Chauhan, thank you for talking to us. Sir, can you take our viewers through the various kind of shells and the ability of the gun behind us?
See, if you see the gun behind us, that is the Bofors gun, which has played a pivotal role during the Kargil war. We have fired about 5,000 shells per day on an average, and there were a lot of battles in which the artillery played a important role. The gun has a range of about 30 kilometers.
And does the range increase because of the altitude?
Because yeah, it increases to about 38 kilometers because of the altitude. And these are the various kind of shells, like we have smoke shells for blinding the enemy. We have illumination shells for lightning enemy defended areas at night. We have high explosive shells. We have cargo shells. Cargo shells contain about 72 bomblets. They are like cluster bombs,
okay,
which spread on the target, small bomblets which spread on the target. You also see some fuses and charge. Charge is actually for propulsion of the shells outside. And we have Krasnopol ammunition. It is precision guided ammunition, laser designated.
Now we're given to understand that it can fire 3 shells, 3 rounds in 14 seconds.
14 seconds, that is the burst fire capability. You calculate 6 guns, 14 seconds, 3 rounds each, so 18 rounds, and multiply by 3 for a regiment. So you have about 54 rounds and 43 kgs of each round. So you can calculate how much TNT and how much steel will be delivered in 14 seconds. It will be devastating for the enemy.
True, and no wonder why when the infantry went up to some of these points, they had nothing but to do but a clean-up job.
Correct. That is true. In fact, in some of the peaks, when infantry reached there, they found nothing but some broken bunkers, dead enemy soldiers, and some mingled kind of their machine guns. So that was the effect of artillery.
Colonel Chauhan, thank you very much for that briefing. Wonderful display that you have here. The mood is fantastic. Kanto se milte hai kande playing at the backdrop. After the Bofors gun display, the air drill warriors display, air warrior drills display, the pipe band, and now this orchestra. The Kargil Vijay Divas celebrations on in full flow.